Hi guys, I am here with your Bible reading. We'll be reading in the New International Version, and we'll be starting with John chapter 18, verses 1 through verse 24 today. Cannot believe it's after 8 o'clock already. Today's just been one of those days where I cannot get woke up, guys. I got up at 10, laid back down at 12, didn't wake up till 5, and I'm just still so tired. I mean, it's just one of them days. I hate days like that. Alright, you remember when Jesus told Peter, when Peter said he would lay down his life for Jesus, and Jesus said, Peter, by the time the cock crows, by the time the rooster crows, you will have denied me 3 times. Well, we're going to get into that today, and you're going to see just what happens. So tomorrow you should see what Jesus meant by they would not be able to go where he was going. We should be up to that tomorrow, but today we're going to see Jesus arrested, and you're going to hear Peter's denial, and then the high priest questions they asked Jesus. So let's begin with Jesus arrested. When he had finished praying, Jesus left with his disciples and crossed the Kidron Valley. On the other side there was a garden, and he and his disciples went into it. Now Judas, who betrayed him, knew the place because Jesus had often met there with his disciples. So Judas came to the garden, guiding a detachment of soldiers and some officials from the chief priests and the Pharisees. They were carrying torches, lanterns, and weapons. Jesus, knowing all that was going to happen to him, went out and asked them, "Who is it that you want?" "Jesus of Nazareth," they replied. "I am he," Jesus said, and Judas the traitor was standing there with them. When Jesus said, "I am he," they drew back and fell to the ground. Again he asked them, "Who is it you want?" "Jesus of Nazareth," they said. Jesus answered, "I told you that I am he. If you are looking for me, then let these men go." This happened so that the words he had spoken would be fulfilled. "I have not lost one of those you gave me." Then Simon Peter, who had a sword, drew it and struck the high priest's servant, cutting off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. Jesus commanded Peter, "Put your sword away. Shall I not drink the cup the Father has given me?" Then the detachment of soldiers, with its commander and the Jewish officials, arrested Jesus. They bound him and brought him first to Annas, who was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, the high priest that year. Caiaphas was the one who had advised the Jewish leaders that it would be good if one man died for the people. Now you're going to see Peter's denial. Simon Peter and another disciple were following Jesus because this disciple was known to the high priest. He went with Jesus into the high priest's courtyard, but Peter had to wait outside at the door. The other disciple, who was known to the high priest, came back, spoke to the servant girl on duty there, and brought Peter in. "You aren't one of this man's disciples too, are you?" she asked Peter. He replied, "I am not." It was cold, and the servants and officials stood around the fire they had made to warm them. Peter also was standing with them, warming himself. Meanwhile, the high priest questioned Jesus about his disciples and his teachings. I have spoken openly to the world, Jesus replied. I always taught in the synagogues or at the temple, where all the Jews come together. I said nothing in secret. Why question me? Ask those who heard me. Surely they know what I said. When Jesus said this, one of the officials nearby slapped him in the face. Is this the way you answer the high priest? He demanded. If I said something wrong, Jesus replied, testify as to what is wrong. But if I spoke the truth, why did you strike me? Then Annas sent him bound to Caiaphas, the high priest. So that's where we're going to stop today. You see where Peter has already denied Jesus once. So tomorrow we'll get into where he denies him 2 more times before the rooster crows. Now we're going to continue on with Psalm 119 today, reading verses 97 through 102. And we're starting off with Mem says, Oh, how I love your law. I meditate it all day long. Your commands are always with me and make me wiser than my enemies. I have more insight than all my teachers, for I meditate on your statutes. I have more understanding than the elders, for I obey your precepts. I have kept my feet from every evil path, so that I might obey your word. I have not departed from your laws, for you yourself have taught me. How sweet are your words to my taste, sweeter than honey to my mouth. I gain understanding from your precepts. Therefore, I hate every wrong path. And now Nun says, Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. I have taken an oath and confirmed it, that I will follow your righteous laws. I have suffered much. Preserve my life, Lord, according to your word. Accept, Lord, the willing praise of my mouth, and teach me your laws. Though I constantly take my life in my hands, I will not forget your law. The wicked have set a snare for me, but I have not strayed from your precepts. Your statutes are my heritage forever. They are the joy of my heart. My heart is set on keeping your decrees to the very end. And that's where we'll stop with Psalm 119. And lastly for today, we're going to read Proverbs chapter 16, verses 8 and 9. And Proverbs 16:8 says, Better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice. And Proverbs 16:9 says, In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Okay guys, that was today's Bible reading. I hope it touched your guys' hearts. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye guys. God bless.